So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them, and God blessed them.
Well, I brought my rocking chair, and I thought we should have a story today. So if you kids are comfortable, I can come down there with my rocking chair. I did get out the, if everybody wants to come forward. We're going to read a story called Old Turtle. Okay. The kids want to come forward? I'm moving.
I see that.
Sometimes it's just comfortable in a really different chair. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Is this working?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Both are.
The crazy end. Can you hear the squeak? This is an old rocking chair. I just love it. The title of this book is Old Turtle, and it's written by Douglas Wood. And I always love seeing the expressions on people's faces when I do something a little different. Sarah, your face is priceless. Okay, this is a parable that promotes a deeper understanding of ourselves, the earth, and our relationship with all beings. Simple yet profound, Old Turtle has brought hope and inspiration to children and adults everywhere. And I wish that I knew today. Once long, long ago, yet somehow not so very long, when all the animals and rocks and winds and waters and trees and birds and fish and all the beings of the world could speak and understand one another, there began an argument. It began softly at first. Quiet as the first breeze that whispered, "He is a wind who is never still." Quiet as the stone that answered, "He is a great rock that never moves." Gentle as the mountain that rumbled, "God is a snowy peak high above the clouds." And the fish of the ocean replied, "God is a swimmer in the dark, deep depths of the sea." "No," said the stars, "God is twinkling and is shining far, far away." "No," said the ant, "God is sound and a smell and a feeling who is very, very close." "God," said the antelope, "is a runner, swift and free, who loves to leap and race with the wind." "She is a great tree," murmured the willow, "a part of the world, always growing and always giving." "You are wrong," argued the island. "God is separate and apart. God is like the shining sun, far above all things in the blue sky." "No, he's a river. He flows through the very heart of things." Thundered the waterfall. "She's a hunter," roared the lion. "She is gentle," chirped the robin. "He is powerful," growled the bear. And at that moment, the argument grew louder and louder and louder and louder until stop. A new voice spoke. It rumbled loudly like thunder, and it whispered softly like butterfly sneezes. The voice seemed to come from, and why it seemed to come from, Old Turtle. Now, Old Turtle hardly ever said anything, and certainly never argued about anything like God. But now Old Turtle began to speak. "God is indeed deep," she said to the fish of the sea, "and much higher than high," she told the mountains. "He is swift and free as the wind, and still and solid as a great rock," she told the breezes and stones. "She is life of the world," Turtle told the willow. "Always close, but yet beyond the farthest twinkling light," she told the ant and star. "God is gentle and powerful, above all things and within all things. God is all that we dream of and all that we seek," said Old Turtle. "All that we come from and all that we can find, God is." Old Turtle had never said so much before. All the things of the world were surprised and became very quiet. But Old Turtle had one more thing to say. There will soon be a new family of beings in the world, she said, and they will be strange and wonderful. They will be reminders of all that God is. They will come in many colors and shapes with different faces and different ways of speaking. Their thoughts will soar to the stars, but their feet will walk the earth. They will possess many powers. They will be strong yet tender, a message of love from God to the earth, and a prayer from the earth back to God. And the people came. And the people came. But the people forgot. They forgot that they were a message of love and a prayer from earth. And they began to argue about who knew God and who did not, and where God was and was not, and whether God was or was not. And often the people misused their powers and hurt one another or killed one another. And they hurt the earth until finally even the forest began to die. And the rivers and the oceans and the plants and the animals and the earth itself. Because the people could not remember who they were or where God was. Until one day there came a voice like the growling of thunder, but as soft as butterfly sneezes. Please stop. The voice seemed to come from the mountain who rumbled. Sometimes I see God swimming in the dark blue depths of the sea, and from the ocean who sighed. He is often among the snow-capped peaks reflecting the sun. From the stone who said, I sometimes feel her breath as she blows by. And from the breeze who whispered, I feel his still presence as I dance among the rocks. And the star said, God is very close. And the island said, his love touches everything. And after a long, lonesome, scary time, the people listened and began to hear and to see God in one another and in the beauty of the earth. And Old Turtle smiled. And so did God. Amen.